But Sean asked me to talk, and I have this weird complex where I know I'm introverted but still do uncomfortable social things. So here I am. Yeah, so my name is Rachel. I'm a photographer here in Halifax. I grew up here. My family's from here. I've always been like a really creative person. Whether it's like drawing, painting, music. I play a few instruments, and photography is my main thing. I went to NASCAD for 5 years. I studied photography there. And a lot of people were like, what are you going to do with that degree, the fine arts degree? But I didn't really know either. I kind of just follow my intuition around all the time, and I don't always know what the outcome will be, but if it feels right, I go that direction. So I got the degree, and at close to the end of my time there was an ad in the photo department for a couple that was looking for a wedding photographer. Well, they were looking for a student to shoot their wedding, which sounds crazy to me in retrospect, but that's a bad idea. But I went for it anyway. So I kind of approach everything like I have nothing to lose. So I emailed them, and they kind of liked what I do, and I did the wedding. It was really crazy. It was a super long day. I think it was like 15 hours and not much money because I didn't feel like it was worth it, and gave them the photos, and they were super pumped, like beyond ecstatic, and the feedback from that like really got me hooked on weddings, so that's what I started to focus on. And so that was like 2012, I think, 2012, so that's when I graduated. And I was working on building my business from there and working a full-time job. I still work a full-time job. And
What's a full-time job?
what is it? It's not very interesting. It's like admin work and ordering. It's paperwork mostly. So I still do that, and each year after wedding season, I would be like, holy shit, like I don't think I can do 2 jobs again. If I'm not doing this photography full time by the end of next wedding season, I think I'm just I'm not gonna do it anymore. But like that mindset made me feel really stressed and worried, and I don't like to worry. I think it's a waste of time. So I started to change my perspective a bit and make it smaller goals instead of having one really big one. So I would think, well, maybe I'll try this year to book this many weddings, and I would, and then next year I would double it. So I would just keep reaching these little goals, and I thought, well, maybe I'll try and pay off my debt with this second income, and then I did that. So I think it was like 2017, I decided to really put like a solid effort into it, and I started to reach out to everyone, like entrepreneurs, photographers, freelancers, like anyone that was their own boss. I started to talk to them and figure out what they're doing, how it could work for me too, and just soaked up like as much knowledge as I could. And 2018, like put it into play in my own way, and like that year just blew up. I had a ton of work and like pretty good success, I would say, in feedback. Something really cool happened that I wasn't even working towards. There's a Canadian wedding magazine called Wedding Bells, and they named me as like one of the top 20 in Canada, which was pretty cool. Not expected, and not something I was working towards at all. Like, I was blown away. So just stuff like that feels really good, and I still work. It's not my full-time job yet. I still have this other job to do. So, but it doesn't feel like I'm not really worried about it. I feel everything's gonna work out, so I keep going for it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I think my success has come from going at everything like I have nothing to lose, and if it doesn't work out the way I wanted it to, it's still not a loss. It's like a lesson. And that was good to help me change my perspective. And then just setting smaller goals so you don't worry as much. And just like being myself. I approach everything as myself. I'm like tonight I told you all, I'm kind of, this is uncomfortable right now. But but that makes me happy to do everything that way. So yeah, I think that's all I really have to say.